scream, I'll make you defecate. Kill yourself and I will watch you bleed.
You've just heard Ozzy Osbourne, Straight to Hell, and from the album Ordinary Man, which he brought out, I think it was the tail end of last year. It's probably his last one he's ever going to make, and, well, if it is, it wasn't too bad. Right, I'd like to introduce my first guest of this new era of radio show to me. I've got Craven Moordeath with me from Evil Scarecrow.
Hey, all. How you getting on, Mick?
I'm sound, mate. Lots happened for you guys lately. I mean, since I saw you last, you've got new members of the band.
Yeah. So, Brother Payne and Princess have left us to do ordinary life shit. So we've had to recruit some more new blood. Well, new blood, old blood. They've been with us for quite a while, but just not in that sort of respect of the stage.
No, they're normally behind the scenes rather than in front of the scenes, aren't they?
Either marching around in an army girl costume or stuffed inside a giant robot.
But to be fair, I mean, he's a really good musician. I only know him as Dean. What's his stage name?
Count Gravedigger.
Count Gravedigger.
And he spelt it in a really funny way as well. So, we tried to warn him. He's got to sign autographs at some point. He's got to remember how to spell his name and he'll get it wrong.
Yeah, more than likely. Right, I asked you to send me some songs that you'd like introduced to my playlist today. And, of course, it's all stuff that it's not worth listening to, but we will anyway.
You mean it's all stuff that you've never heard of, Mick?
I have heard of it. I've heard of a lot of it, believe it or not. It just don't mean I just don't like it. The first one that we're going to be playing from your list is Opeth, a band that I've never ever got into whatsoever. I just don't know why. I just don't like them.
I've been on a proper Opeth binge recently. Absolutely love them again.
So what's the track you picked then? I bet you can't remember, can you?
Hang on, I'll look it up. Because I thought you were going to do all the radio stuff. No, you sit there. You sit there. I'll do all the hard work, mate. You just hang on.
I was trying to milk your part for you.
You introduce this one. I'll find my list in a minute.
Yeah, it's Heart in Hand from Opeth. We did the follow-up to Opeth there. It was Wolf with Midnight Hour, and that's from their new album, Feeding the Machine, which they managed to tour slightly. I think it was March was the last. When I went to see them. That's the last gig I went to, actually. It was in March, and they were touring with Grand Magus, and they did a bit of stuff from that, but then they had to cut the tour short because of this nasty little virus, apparently, that's going around. So...
apparently going around.
Yeah.
You don't get out of the house much, do you, Mick?
Well, some people don't think it exists, all the nutters.
There's plenty of them about.
Oh, I know that. So what have you been doing to keep yourself busy? I know I've seen you putting some lame-ass videos up.
Oh, mate, it's been a struggle. Like, initially, I'll hold my hands up and I'll say the first couple of weeks I did absolutely naff all. Like, I just sulked because I couldn't go anywhere and I couldn't do anything. We weren't, practicing because obviously you had to stay in your own homes. So I was, after that, few weeks sulk, I started having a look at trying to be creative. Do something. Find a fucking hobby just to keep you going.
Yeah.
And I've tried everything from like resin craft, like all the way through to, getting back into painting bloody miniatures and shit like that. And then to sort of expedite us getting back into a rehearsing situation, basically we've all been treated to some kind of home recording, like microphones or anything that will enable us to plug in our respective instruments and rehearse. And originally we were going to do it online, and it's just not viable, because of like latency issues, and like if your internet goes down, it's a bit of a ball ache, in all honesty.
Yeah, I've had that trouble with. Tried to do a few Skype interviews lately, and I remember why I don't do them now.
yeah, it's not the most reliable, but it's the tools that you've got. You have to make do with what you can. Yeah. But I'm going back to school in September, Mick.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going back into education.
Have you got a little satchel and everything?
Yeah, little satchel. I've got my apple and my sandwich. I'm right ready for it. No, I'm going to study music tech at Confetti in Nottingham.
Yeah.
So basically, I can learn how to do the whole production side of the music thing. So all like this stuff that I've now got, like interface-wise, microphones and all that lot, is come in handy for sort of getting my foot in the door, learning a bit about it before I actually start. So it's learn on the job. Like if I come across something, I'll listen to a song and go, well, they've done this, they've done that. I know roughly what they've used for it, and I'll try and emulate it just so I can get my head around it a bit quicker.
That sounds all right. I mean, I was the opposite. I started off in the lockdown sort of doing everything. All these jobs I can do that I've not done around the house, and then sort of 3 or 4 weeks in, it was like, I can't be arsed now. It was box set this and box set that.
Well, I've seen some of your wood bits that you've done where you've burnt some artwork into wood and that. They look pretty fucking good, actually, mate.
Yeah, you're all right. I'm going to do some more now. I've sort of got through the sitting on my arse phase. Right, we'll pay you another track now. This one is one of yours, I think. Is it Sludge? Burrows.
Spectral Burrows, yes.
Oh, right. I'll listen to it and see. I'll let you know. See what everybody else thinks. Let us know, people.
to the every command. All of my thoughts are sad, as the news of the violent plan. Must retract the fight to attack, reason of not state. I touch on my knees and pray to the Lord, the sinner for my own faith. Screaming in pain, I'm thrown to the floor, I'm grabbing the arms of control. The powers of evil, the powers of good, fighting for my wicked soul. One of the virtues is starting to bear the pieces inside for me. Came to the pain, darkness to live, time will set me free.
That was another one of yours. That was Discarnate. And then before that was Incubus that I picked, which was a lot better than your two picks. But there you go.
Oh, sod off.
At least it's not old man music. You always say I'm always playing old man music.
Well, you started with Ozzy Osbourne. So...
I know, but you cannot beat the bit of classic rock, mate.
Hey, I don't know. I picked something classic in there somewhere, like that list I sent you. Made what? One song, yeah, it's Anthrax.
Anthrax again, yeah. We'll come to that later. But yeah, I mean, I always think the old stuff's still the best. I mean, it seems to be the ones who do all the clean vocals are the ones that seem to get to megastardom, and the ones that don't do clean vocals just hang around. That's my theory, anyway.
I've been hanging around for quite a while, Mick.
Yeah.
Starting to leave a smell.
I don't know. And there's a lot going off at the moment. As in, some of the bands are just churning out videos and churning out albums and what have you. But it's just weird because they can't tour them at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, the whole situation with the music industry has just changed drastically. But it's just like the anchor's been dropped, and you know, it's we had a bit of a video call a couple of weeks back on just Jen bringing us up to speed on what she's been doing behind the scenes. I've done a couple of bits of press here and there, and it's in all honesty, it's so bloody hard to stay relevant these days when your main output, as in gigs, etc., is just been stopped altogether.
Yeah.
And I bloody miss it. I really, really miss it.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's sort of, there's not a lot you can talk about. It's just what you've done in lockdown, what you're doing to keep yourself busy, and I suppose it gets a bit monotonous after a bit. Well,
not so much. Like I feel like I'm doing quite well in the lockdown situation because I'm quite comfortable in my own company, and if I've got something to keep me occupied, then I'll just be busy throughout. I forget what day it is most often. I mean, I tell you what, this will make you laugh. The other day, because I haven't been out the house that often and I've been ordering everything online, all my shopping and all that, I went to leave the house just to go out for a walk. Simple enough, right? I forgot how to tie my shoes. I'm not even joking. I haven't left the house that much that I just forgot how to fucking tie my own laces.
You've never been very good at that, though. You've always had somebody else to do that for you.
Yeah, I know. That's not the point. I was trying to be a big boy. Do it myself.
Well, we're going to play one of your tracks now. Well, I say yours, your band's tracks. Seeing as you're here, we might as well publicise you a bit. This one's Hurricanado by Evil Scarecrow.
To hell with the weather.
Right, we've just heard Capital Decapitation, Time's Cruel Curtain. That was another one picked by Mr. Craven here. So if you've got a problem with it, email Craven,
on a
care of Evil Scarecrow.
postcard. Send it to PO Box K Mordeath.
Last week I did an interview on Skype with the guy from Ensiferum, and they're churning out quite a lot of them. They've just released an album called was it Thalassic and EP Andromeda or what have you. I'm just wondering if I know you guys have got a tour coming up. Well, you're still open to the tour. Is it October?
Yeah, open
so
to it.
What's happening with that? Do you know if it's going to go ahead, or do you know?
Well, basically, I think we're in that sort of boat where we have to plan as though it is going to go ahead. At the end of the day, it's not up to us. Like, it's up to the venues. If the venues aren't open, then we don't tour.
Yeah.
We'll try our hardest to, get the gigs rearranged as soon as possible. But it's the same for everybody. I mean, I heard the other day that there was this whole string of concerts that are going on as drive-in concerts. Like, people drive the cars in. Like the Skin Dread one, I think that's been cancelled now. But I'm going to go on record now and say I'm only playing a drive-in concert if I also get to play inside a car on the stage. 5 cars. We can put old Monty up there on the back of a pickup truck with his drum kit.
Yeah.
Not having the audience all having all the fun. Oh God, can you imagine a mosh pit? Be like Demolition Derby.
Yeah, that'd be quite good actually. Yeah, you get carried away and all the cars start smashing each other up.
Yeah.
What I feel sorry for though in one of those situations is the designated driver.
Oh yeah, he can't actually have a drink. He's got all his pissed up mates in the back of the car.
Yeah, just doing moshing and all that lot. He's sat there. What are you doing?
Tapping his steering wheel along. Yeah. Oh, this is great fun. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I'll be a ticket to this.
Well, I was just talking about Ensiferum, so I'm going to play their track next, the Andromeda one from Thalassic, and then we'll follow it up by one of your tracks, which is, I think it was Watain. Is it Malfaitor? Is that right? I got that right?
Malfaitor, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Close enough.
So, what's your immediate plans then from now on? I mean, I know you've got the band thing to look forward to in October, hopefully. But have the guys got together lately, or?
Well, to be honest, we haven't got together since pretty much February. Like, you know, we've got like a WhatsApp group where we check in with each other and, you know, just see how each other's doing and whatnot. But I think the next phase is to just get back in the rehearsal room and actually play together as a band, because since we've had the new guys join, we haven't actually rehearsed together as a band properly. We've had them in and like done a few bits and bobs, because old Count Grave Digger's done a few tracks in Dr. Hell's stead. But then we realised, he was like, yeah, I can play the songs. And he started playing it. It's like, oh, bloody hell, that's your part, innit? I don't know Brother Payne's part. So, but, you know, I've been told straight from the horse's mouth that he's been practicing, you know, constantly throughout this lockdown. So hopefully when we get back into it, you know, we'll be able to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
But no, that's the next stage. Back in the rehearsal room, actually play and remember that we're a band.
Yeah.
And hopefully not hate each other for 5 minutes.
I say, have you played any music in lockdown that you might not have visited for a while? Well,
I've got one of my spare basses at home, and I've been running through the stuff just to try and keep it fresh.
Yeah.
But not like sort of overdoing it. I've more so been looking at outside sources for inspiration, because with obviously having these new members and whatnot, we're committing to doing another album at least.
Yeah.
And ideally we want to, you know, be starting to work on that, and we've got a few ideas floating around. Nothing concrete yet, because obviously it's all our own independent stuff. Like, you know, somebody's had an idea, brought us to the table. We can't really do a great deal with it because we can't get together and fire ideas back and forth, you know, quite freely. Because a lot of our stuff in the past has all been written, like, you know, in the same room. Or if somebody's got an idea, we'll have all the bones with them to work with, and then we'll add our respective parts to it, and it, you know, becomes a song. We're probably going to toy with the format of trying to record our own bits and then just, you know, shoot it all up into the big cloud, and then we can download it and then add our bits at home, which will save a lot of faffing, because we used to have to go to Dr. Hell's house quite a lot to like record the demos ready to take to the studio. And, you know, it was a case of all convening. Now we've all got our own stuff at home. We don't really have to do that. So we get to see each other even less, Mick. It's amazing.
That's a bonus, though, isn't it? Surely, some of them.
Honestly, like, seeing other people do it as well. I've seen other bands, like you say, you know, have been churning out the content and getting new albums written and whatnot. And I tell you what, it's absolutely brilliant to see that people are still doing it, like still pumping out the content.
Well, at least we might not have to wait 10 years in between albums for you guys now.
Hey, I didn't say that. No. In fact, I just might make you wait out of spite. Just you. Everybody else can have it, just not you.
That's right. That's usually the case anyway.
Actually, you got our last album before I did.
I know I did. That's really weird, that was. Right, we better play some music rather than keep waffling on. Right, I knew I was going to regret picking this one. It's Menschens Fresher. That's the name of the band. And the track is called Morbus, and it's from an album called Sturban. And I don't know why I've picked this. I got it sent the other day, but I listened to it. It's quite good. And then we'll follow it up with At the Gates, Suicide Nation.
Surrender me.
Anyway, so that's a band you can check out, all of you people out there. I'm not going to try and pronounce it again, though. But I have got a playlist that you'll be able to see in a minute if you look on the website and what have you. So look at the name and check the guys out because it's a new release that's been sent to me and I quite enjoyed it. So there you go. See, I do play some new stuff.
I was going to say, it's not like you to listen to new stuff. That's a first.
I listen to new stuff quite regularly, but I don't always like it.
But at least you give it a listen.
That's right.
That's the main point.
I even listen to your Jamiroquai stuff.
I'll tell you what, that was a giggle to do. That was.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, people, he's been doing. Did you put it on YouTube?
No, I'm not putting it on YouTube. It's purely for friends and family. That is. I only started doing it as a laugh, and people just like, actually, this ain't bad, and it's kind of spurred me on to do it because it massages my ego.
Yeah. And as a band, have you thought of doing ones like? I mean, I've seen Wolf have done it, and I think Motive Eventi have done it, where they all record their own bit, put it together, and send it out as a single or as a cover or whatever.
Well, there actually is something coming up that our Monty's organised, and we're basically got a few musicians from various bands, together to do a cover song. I think it's just in the sort of the last parts of it now because we really wanted it to be actually decent, rather than just a spaffing something out at home and going, fuck it, that'll do. We've put a fair bit of effort into this, a lot of to and fro, because obviously we've all done it for our own respective homes, and some of us are nowhere near each other. So, but yeah, that should be coming out quite soon. Actually, we're probably just going to go straight up on a YouTube video. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. Yeah,
we will do. Oh, well, just let us know when it's out, and we'll publicise it for you.
Yeah, it's cryptic as fuck, though. Not telling you who's in it, not telling you what it is.
It don't matter. It's that's the best one. Don't stir it all up.
You won't like it, Mick.
No, it'll probably be some dark, bloody, I'm going to slash my wrist shit or something like that.
No, not quite that. It's beautiful. Actually, no, fuck it. You'll love it. You'll love it.
Right, speaking of love it, this is a band I went to see. I think was it February time, maybe. This one's Azenvel and Railroaded.
You just don't fit. See no future, you ain't it. Same old song, you're everyone. Stick a fork in you, sucky order. It's never too old. You're just too old. Seen your hand is time to fold. Railroaded.
Right, yeah, you heard Viscera. There's another one of yours.
Viscera.
Ozidian. That followed up the Azenvel track. Azenvel do sound like Motorhead, yes, but it's nothing to do with Motorhead. So don't start shouting out Ace of Spades when you go and see them, because you might get a smack in the mouth. Which I saw recently.
Are they like Airborne are to AC/DC to Motorhead?
Yeah, basically. Even down to the lead singer wearing the bullet belt and having the tash and all that, you know.
Really?
Yeah. But they are good musicians. It's really good. So if you can't see Motorhead anymore, go and see Azenvel. They're brilliant.
Oh, well, imitation is the finest form of flattery.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it's all original stuff. I mean, they don't do Motorhead covers. It's all their stuff, so it's pretty good. So
can't fault them then.
no, not at all. Maybe one day there might be an Evil Scarecrow tribute band. You never know.
Oh God, I feel sorry for the poor bastards that take that job on. Only if they do it how we've done it for the past couple of years, and slowly upgrade their van after being stuck in a cramped Renault traffic that was second-hand from a small airport. They had our partition originally between the seating area and the gear part of the van was made out of MDF and done with latch bolts. So every so often we'd fall asleep in the back of the van and this great big slab of MDF would come slamming down on our legs.
Oh God.
Yeah, everybody's got to start somewhere, Mick.
That's right. Is there any? I mean, I've been listening to quite a lot of Viking folk music, which I'm going to play in a bit, because I know it's not metal, but I'll play one in a bit. But do you listen to anything like that? I know you listen to Jamiroquai. I know you've told me that. But I mean, do you listen to any other any other stuff?
Well, obviously, Jamiroquai is actually derived from the Norse pantheon.
Nice try.
No, I do listen to. It depends on what my mood is. Like, I know there's a fair amount of these Viking folk, well, Scandinavian folk bands that are obviously doing it in a more minimalist kind of folk thing. Where it's just big pounding drums and mostly voices, and chanting and all that. I know, like, I couldn't name many off the top of my head, but I do have a playlist with quite a lot of that in, like, and it just depends. Like, I tell you what I use it for. I use it for playing D&D.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, no, because it's good. It's good background music. It fits that sort of like fantasy like atmosphere. So yeah, I tend to listen to quite a lot of that for that, especially when I'm writing for it.
Yeah.
But no, I wholeheartedly approve. Like I saw one band that do the whole, like, they dress up for it and everything. I think they did the theme for the Vikings TV show.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of them off the top of my head.
No.
But yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. And the lass who sings in it, her voice is haunting. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Well, I'm going to play one now. This one's a band called, it might be one that you think of. They're called I think it's Heilung, and the track is called
Heilung.
Oh. Is that the one?
Yeah.
There
That's
we
the
go.
one. Yeah.
That's what we're playing
Last
now.
one.
Fäder, frändar och föder skulper och i skogen orrar illujarne och löper aina och jarne forsväller kvinna kville One of these days I'ma head for the last mile. So don't let anybody tell you that you're safe. These are the eyes that saw them die. These are the hands that dug their graves. So don't let anybody tell you that you're safe. So don't let anybody tell you that you're safe. You gotta let go, let go, let. You gotta let go, let go, child. You gotta let go, let go, let. You gotta let go, let go. You ain't coming back. Look at your home for the last time. Tell your brother that you're gonna die. Let them know you're gonna be alright. Tell your father you ain't coming back. Look at your home for the last time. Tell your brother that you're gonna die. But don't let anybody tell you that you're safe. You gotta let go, let go, let. You gotta let go,
also followed this up now with Zeal and Ardor. You Ain't Coming Back. That's one of yours, isn't it?
Yep, it is.
It is.
Very strange band. I discovered them after somebody sent me a link saying, "Oh, check this out, you might like it." And that's how I listen to most of my music. I had to wait for somebody to send it to me because other than that, I'll just slap the same old playlist on. In fact, a lot of this is from one of my friends, Simon Webb, who's basically gone, "Listen to this, you'll like it," and he's got a better plan of my music taste than I have by this point. But that Zeal and Ardor track, I saw they played at, I think it was like Glastonbury or somewhere like that. And I was like, oh, well, it's a strange name. And then I listened to them and I was like, how did these get on Glastonbury? Because they're really heavy. Like, it's kind of like a mix between sort of, deep south bluegrass and black metal. It's bizarre. Absolutely bizarre.
And I find it hard when people send me stuff and it's from people I know and it's garbage.
Talking about our last album again, aren't you?
Yeah, it's really good, mate. That's really good. I'm not going to mention any names because then they'll start slagging me off. But you know what I mean? You must get stuff from mates that sent to you and you're thinking, God, this is awful, but I didn't tell him.
No. Actually, I've had a few people sending me stuff because obviously I've been churning out these crappy covers. And a lot of people have also done the same thing. They've got the stuff at home to start recording things. And, we've been bouncing ideas like constructive criticism is what it's called, Mick. I'll have you know. If you think something's not very good, then you tell them how they can make it better. But it's up to them if they want to do it or not.
Yeah. Hopefully
they're more mature, mature enough to actually take the constructive criticism on board. I mean, I've sent stuff out before and to some friends and gone, "What do you think of this?" Like, if I'm really not sure about it, and they've gone, "Yeah, it's not very good," and I've gone, "All right, fair enough. All right, bin."
I'm not usually that tactful though. I mean, if somebody they'll send me some like black metal and they'll say, "What do you think of this?" I'll say, "You ever thought of playing rockabilly?" Because it's so rubbish, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're about as subtle as a brick, though, aren't you?
I know, I always have been, mate.
I wouldn't change it for the world.
Right, I suppose we better play some more music. This one is, speaking of mates bands, Mr. Rod Boston's in this one. It's Raven's Creed, and the track is Death on Revival.
Don't forget, but say no. Don't understand.
Right, just heard Anthrax as well on top of Raven's Creed. That sounds a bit weird. That one's Breathing and Lightning, and that's a decent track you picked for once.
Yeah, that album is absolutely brilliant. I went to watch him in Manchester off the back of that album, just because, well, it's Anthrax. Anthrax are always entertaining.
Yeah.
As soon as they got Joey Belladonna back in, I was like, oh, this is fantastic. And they released that album For All Kings, and I don't think there's really a bad track on it.
Oh yeah, they're a good live band. That's I think that's what keeps them, keeps them quite popular, because they are good live. I mean, there's some bands that are great on album and crap live, and vice versa.
Nudge, nudge.
Right, I suppose we better play some more music. This one is from a band that I was representing for a while, but since lockdown it's just gone a bit weird. But they were supposed to be playing Hammerfest in March, which another one that got cancelled, and a bit of uproar with that one, really, weren't there? But this one is Asphodelia, and it's Flowers of Evil. followed that up with, I know I get this wrong. Here we go. Daemonic, and the track was Grand Ascension. And if you were a fan of Kios, that is basically the same band under a different name. So there you go.
Is it the same members or similar style?
It's most of the members. The guitarist is now the singer. The lead singer's left. So,
oh right, okay.
Yeah. But he don't do a bad job. I mean, the lead singer of Kios was really, really good. He's got a brilliant range. But yeah, the guitarist don't do too bad job. Old Miko, he's all right. So it's worth the listen. Another guy that I was going to try and interview this month, but he's not doing it, and that was Biff Byford, because he just released his solo album, School of Hard Knocks, and that all went tits up because of this lockdown thing. So I'm going to play a track from that in a bit, but have you heard it?
I have not. In fact, I didn't even realise he was doing a solo thing. That's what I mean. Like, I've been that out of touch with music because, you know, it might be down to me just having a bit of a sulk about not being able to play gigs and whatnot. But I think it's just because I've been busy with other things as well. Like, I know that as soon as I get back into it, I'll be completely focused on it. But a lot of the times I used to listen to new music was on my commute. Like, if I had to go somewhere, I'd like stick the headphones on and go out the house. And I'd usually get, you know, maybe anywhere between 40 minutes to hour and a half of decent listening time. I could get through a couple of albums just by leaving the house once.
Yeah.
Or if, you know, we were on tour, I'd sit in the van with my headphones on, listening to stuff, you know, like recommendations that people had sent me. With not being able to do that, I haven't found a course to just sort of sit there with my headphones on and listen to new stuff.
I'm the same. I usually listen to it at work, and I've not been to work since March, so I don't really listen. I mean, I listen to a bits and bobs at home, but I'm the only one in my house that likes metal, so I can't really play it. Apart from when I'm in my shed doing my little crafty stuff. But like you say, when you're out and about, you tend to pass time listening to music. So I'm trying to catch up with all the new stuff as well. But the Biff album is quite good, but the stupidest comment I ever saw was, well, it just sounds like Saxon. You think, well, yeah, it will do, won't it?
It just sounds like Saxon. Yeah, duh.
Well, speaking of Biff, we better play the title track from his album, which is School of Hard Knocks, and I'll follow it up by one that I've not heard for a while and a band that I've missed seeing live, and I don't know what's happened to them lately. Evil with Thrasher will be following that.
I was brought up on the choice to find another path and hear my inner voice. I was walking on the back streets at the school of hard knocks, trying to find my own feet at the school of hard knocks. Yeah, I was walking through my own beat, made up on my own feet, running on the back streets at the school of hard knocks, school of hard knocks. Made up on my own feet, running through the own beat. Yeah, brought up on the back streets at the school of hard knocks, school of hard knocks. Legion's mass upon this place for another night. About abuse, maniacs in leather and black, ready and willing for the attack. Little mayhem running free, now all around you're breaking loose. Fists are flying, buzzers race. The circle will destroy this place. Feel adrenaline rush. Jump into the pit. Kicking as you push, braced for the hit, bow down to the thrasher. From the stage, 1,000 rage, a thrasher's soul on fire. Kill spreads across the floor, bend your head, make it soar. Mental madness engulfs the stage. In the pit, you come of age. The battle commenced, no space for the weak. The thrasher's dreams are now complete. Feel adrenaline rush. Jump into the pit. Kicking as you push, braced for the hit, bow down to the thrasher.
So there you go. That was Evil Thrasher. I know they set up a gig, and then that got cancelled. It was supposed to be a Enter the Grave anniversary thing. I think with their album, weren't they? That all went to pot, which is a shame.
Yeah, I've seen Ol's been doing a couple of videos where he's like, just on playthrough videos or covered a song or something like that. I had the odd conversation with him whilst in lockdown. It's nice to see that they're still doing stuff. They're working on another album at the moment.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's going to be really good because obviously they had that point where they had Ol had left to do family business, and then they got Piers in for a while, And when Ole said he was coming back, I was just like, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
No offense to Piers, because Piers is a great lad, but
So, is there any bands out there that you'd like to see get back together that have gone the separate ways?
ABBA.
ABBA.
Straight off the bat. No, in all seriousness, it's a tough one because a lot of the bands that I would like to have seen are ones that I've either missed out on because I was too young at the time, and some that have have members that have passed away. But it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be how I envisioned it. Regardless of what you think about Phil Anselmo and this whole racial debacle that he was in, I would have loved to have seen Pantera in their heyday.
Yeah.
And obviously there was the rumor mill on the internet started whipping up about them doing a reunion thing with Zakk Wylde, and then Vinnie Paul died. And I was like, well, that's fuck that then. That's never going to happen. But Phil does some Pantera covers with his band Phil Anselmo and the Illegals. I think that's probably going to be the closest that you're going to get to it now.
Yeah.
But it's mainly bands that I've missed the opportunity on seeing when I was just too young to see them in the first place.
The trouble is, some of them as well. If they're still going, the old school ones, you go and see them, you are disappointed because they're not what they were. A lot of them.
Yeah, I suppose it depends how much the rose-tinted glasses come down, and whether you're just purely that fueled on nostalgia. Because I've seen Megadeth loads and loads and loads of times, and probably sort of around 2010 when I watched them. I think it was at Bloodstock, around that time. I can't remember what the year was. And they were very good. They were just, I was watching it going, oh, maybe this is just nostalgia for me now. Then fast forward to 2017, I watched them at Wacken, and they were absolutely phenomenal. It's just completely changed. So, I think a lot of it depends on, the performance as well as. I don't think you could just really put it down to age because, there's some bands out there that are, in the late 60s, even early 70s, still banging it out, and it still sounds great.
Yeah. I've got to admit, I was disappointed when I saw Motorhead at Bloodstock because obviously I've seen him in the heyday and what have you, and to see Lemmy so ill at Bloodstock that time, it was awful.
Yeah, but the guy had a lot of heart to just want to fucking keep doing it over and over again until he couldn't do it anymore. Ozzy's the same.
Yeah.
It's coming to terms now with the fact that he probably can't do live shows anymore. And it must be absolutely crushing because that's all they've done all their lives. And then all of a sudden you can't do it because, age and illness is just starting to ravage your body.
Yeah. Not be long before it's hitting you, mate, isn't it?
Mate, it's already hitting me. I've got dementia. I forgot how to tie my shoes. I've already told you about this.
Right, I suppose we better play some more music. This one is Cavalera Conspiracy, The Crucible. You weren't expecting that one, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Crucial confession against the
just heard Virus, The Hand That Feeds. That's I think it's the latest single. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be playing it, but I have done. So, I don't suppose Coco mind. So if you get a chance to check out Virus, I mean, they're a cracking old school thrash band that got overlooked somewhere along the line, but they're churning out new stuff and they're brilliant. So go and see them whenever you can. So what's next on the horizon for you then? I mean, I know you're going to be doing the stuff in October, hopefully, but have you got plans for next year yet or not?
Well, we leave a lot of the planning to sort of like, you know, the main brains of Scarecrow. I just kind of turn up and play my instrument. But for me personally, I've got a couple of things in the pipeline because end of the day, whilst you've been stuck in the house, all you can do is plan what you're going to do as soon as you're free to do it again.
Yeah.
I've got like a few other musical side projects and whatnot. I started putting on a club night in Nottingham, like that plays all your death metal, or basically all the stuff that's deemed too heavy to be played in other places.
Yeah.
And so far we've had one because COVID-19 hit.
Yeah.
And we've had to shelve it. But you know, I've got all these like other little avenues and whatnot. But one of my main focuses is I just cannot wait to get back on the road again. I just want to do more shows.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I'm going to festivals and stuff, I must admit.
Yeah, well, this year was going to be like my main year for sort of ticking off a few festivals that I hadn't been to before. And I bought tickets to go to Tech Fest. Obviously, that got cancelled. I started going out of town more to go and see gigs, like actually travelling to go and see a tour, especially if it was like, you know, a European tour and majority of the dates were in mainland Europe and we only got like 2. I'd be like, well, no, sorry, I'm not missing this. I'm going to go and see them.
Yeah.
So far, I've had 4 refunds and I've rolled over 3 tickets. So, yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah. It's a shame. It really is a shame. All these people trying to play the live music for people at the moment, they're just having to do it via the internet and stuff like that, and it's not the same because you don't get the crowd reaction.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched a few live streams, like the Night Flight Orchestra. They did one, and that was absolutely fantastic. But I think I was just gagging that much to see a band play live. You know, it was just amazing. But actually, no, because I've watched the stream again after they put it on YouTube, and it's still fantastic. Psycho Stick do one. Quite on the regular now. I think they're doing their 17th, 18th one. I think it's today, actually. Well, obviously not today, because obviously this is going to go out later. But
yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, they've been absolutely smashing it out there. But again, I watched the first one they did, where they were just like plagued with technical difficulties, and now they're sort of like ironing out all the creases, and it's just great to see that they're just still doing it, still being relevant, and just
they keep stopping interacting with the fans as well, don't they? So they're stopping interacting with the fans as well. They're like reading replies to the emails and stuff like that, which is quite fun. I think I saw the tail end of one of them. It's quite good.
Yeah, I mean, it's great if you can do that. I mean, in a lot of the mainland like Europe or America, the restrictions have been a lot different than they have been in the UK. The UK is just like pretty much been saying that you're not even supposed to go near your dog. Don't do any of that. You're not allowed to. Whereas like when I watched the Night Flight Orchestra one, they were all in a venue and, you know, not so much close to each other, but they were all on the same stage, and it wasn't a very big stage. And I thought, well, that's not social distancing. It's weird how it completely changes your mental view. And then I realised that, you know, it's completely different over there. It's not the same rules for everybody. And if you can get away with doing it, and you know you think it's safe, then just do it. Do the live streams.
Do right. Well, we're coming to the end of the show now. So I'd like to thank you for your time. It's been great getting back doing shows with you, because we did a few together in the past, and
yeah, mate. Oh, it's just
like
nice to see your lovely face.
Oh yeah, that's what you always say. Don't forget, people, to listen to the live show that goes out on Sunday evenings at 6 p.m. And we're going to play now Devin Townsend, who I'm really looking forward to seeing at Bloodstock, so we'll have to wait till next year now. And this one's March of the Poozers.